Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of We Evolve.
And today we're going to continue with our food episode, Boat, with a two-parter.
And I'm here, so.
Yeah.
I wasn't here last episode, so.
We're glad to have you back. Don't sound too excited.
I'm excited to hear your thoughts because
I'm excited, yeah.
I think at the beginning, we were like, oh, this episode's probably not going to be long, but I went on a rant about it for so long. So
I'm ready.
It was valid though, you made a lot of good points. But starting off with the first ingredient on our list, it's artificial, non-nutritive sweeteners. So these sweeteners, particularly there was a study, a large human study with 18,838 participants found, and there was a positive correlation between consumption of non-nutritive sweeteners and major depression for both males and females.
Oh, really?
And I found this on Psychiatric Times. And when this same study was conducted amongst mice, this led to anxiety-like behaviors and disrupted gene expression.
So is this the sweeteners you like put in coffee?
Well,
any
artificial sweetener that has no nutritional value.
You know
why I can't say nutrition.
You know what's crazy? So I was really talking to.
Did you use sweeteners in your matcha?
No.
Okay.
I add honey.
Okay.
So it's not like
Okay.
coffee syrup or anything.
But like put vanilla extract in that?
I do put vanilla extract, but that's not a sweetener.
Is that what it's?
Vanilla extract is a naturally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the extract you're making, but vanilla is a naturally growing thing. So don't worry.
Be careful.
But the milk I use is not healthy.
Oh,
the milk I use has sweetener in it.
Yeah.
So. But I don't normally use that milk, guys, so it's okay. But anyways, I was gonna talk about the natural the artificial sweetener thing. One of my friends, she told me that she's a little bit older than us, so she's like married and stuff, but she was going on this medication, and they were saying like that medication was like, I don't remember what the medication was, but it's like a prescription medication, and she was going on it for some health reasons. And she was watching some documentary, and then they were like, her husband was like, should we like try no added sugar? They tried the no added sugar for like, 45 days? She didn't have to take that medication.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Because it's like, and I was telling her how I feel, like, you know how since I went vegetarian, I was like, I feel like less brain fog, and like I just feel less bloated and stuff, and then she was like, yeah, when I stopped eating added sugar, because added sugar is not like, you're still eating sugar from like fruit and like naturally occurring, like honey is fine depending on where it's sourced from and like all that stuff, but she's like, when I stopped eating added sugar, she was like, I didn't crash, like I didn't feel like I was constantly, like my system was crashing, or like I did not feel brain fog as much. And it's like crazy because it's like, it makes sense, like that those candy just doesn't grow in our backyard, you know what I'm saying? Like we're making candy that's not healthy, or like chocolate too, like unless you're eating like the straight from the plant.
But you're right, because it's like when you eat sugar, you have like that burst of energy, and then it goes away and you like come crashing down. It's kind of like caffeine. It's like, especially like with my coffee, I'd be like putting a lot of sweetener in it.
Yeah, when she gets coffee, I'm not kidding, like, do you know what Cinnamon Toast Crunch is? It tastes like the leftover milk. Like, it doesn't even taste like coffee.
Yeah, I like literally get like, it's a vanilla chai, but it's like oat milk and like cold foam, and it's like straight diabetes.
Literally one time we went to get coffee, and I
wanted coffee this time, like I needed energy.
We told the barista, we were like, can you just make like the sweetest like coffee flavored milk drink that you've ever made?
It tastes like coffee. Like I'm very like, I need sweet, and I think I'm really looking for that sugar rather than that caffeine. But it's like, I can see where it's like
you feel that crash.
Yeah, no, I did feel like it's so exhausted by the end of the day, and I'm like, why do I feel like drained, you know?
Well, whenever you have artificial sugar, then here's your energy level. Here's the energy level that you want.
Yeah.
Here's the energy level that you're at. You consume the sugar and it goes like this, and then the energy level that you end up at is like below.
Yeah,
that's
and
where
that
the
is
crash
exactly how I
comes
feel. I feel like when I would come back home after like studying, after coffee, whatever, like like you know the memes where it's like your hair is like fried?
Yeah.
That's me.
I literally,
the eyes are like open.
Sometimes I feel like if this happens especially in the night, but maybe it's just me, but I can literally drink like coffee like an hour before bed and still, like I'm talking about black coffee, and I can still sleep. But if I drink or eat something like really, really sugary, I cannot sleep.
That's crazy.
So like maybe that's just me, but I've also heard other people be like, coffee, like a caffeine substance, if you're drinking it with no sugar, honestly, like I'm sure our coffee has like stuff in it too, but there's no sugar in our coffee. If you're drinking black coffee, they're like, I feel worse not drinking coffee in the morning than eating sugar and that crash after.
Well, yeah, because, well, you said they felt worse about the coffee, correct?
No, they felt worse about the sugar crash. They were like, I would rather go, they're like, they drink coffee every single day, so they're like kind of addicted. They're like, I'd rather go no coffee for a day than eat a bunch of sugar and then have that crash because it feels worse.
Okay, I got you.
Interesting. Yeah. Sorry, I need coffee right now.
You need milk with sugar in it.
You're right.
But as for the next ingredient, it's BHA and BHT. So that's butylated hydroxanazole and butylated hydroxyzotulene.
Oh, I know too.
But it's just a long name, and to put it in more common terms, it's like, okay, what is that even in? It's in your breakfast cereals, cereal snacks, cereal bars, potato chips, popcorn, nuts, chewing gum, cookies, crackers, cakes, processed meats, so like hot dogs, sausages, burgers.
This is not us telling you should starve yourself.
No, I literally ate 2 of the items you just listed.
And like a lot of vegetable oils, so like soybean oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, a lot of dairy products, frozen foods, even in your cosmetics. So
yes,
Oh,
BHA is in your. I use
Same.
I use BHA face peel mask. I used to.
Oh,
what I was
I thought it
gonna,
was the same powder. That's talc.
what I was gonna mention for that is that it's linked to allergic reactions, specifically like dermatologically. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Maybe I need some coffee. It can also disrupt your sleep, and it can also cause other stressors like anxiety. So
If I'm not here in the next 10 years, it's because I ate all those foods.
Yeah, no, I did. I was chewing gum right before I came.
I mean, like of course the
I chew gum
FDA
every day.
approves.
For what reason?
I chew gum every day.
I mean, me too. But like,
I eat half the things that she just listed.
here's the thing that I want to preface. It's like everything has its pros and its cons. So even when you're looking at foods, you don't have to have this mindset where it's like, oh, if it has this ingredient in it, I'm gonna die. It's like, have it in moderation, right? If you're eating, basically, all the foods that I listed, if you're having cereal every morning, if you're eating potato chips instead of lunch every day, it's like, of course, you're gonna have some health problems. And you might be wondering, oh, is it because of the BHA and the BHT? Partially, yeah, but it's also because of the amount of like carbohydrates, the amount of fats, the sugars, the little to no amount of nutrition in these foods. At the end of the day, like if you just try your best, you'll get far.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ingredients that we are listing, yeah, it's very common in America to have these food items, but at the same time, it's avoidable to some extent.
100%. I think that you cannot eat cereal and survive. Like you can eat something else. So
Yeah.
it's not to also say like, I just think that a lot of people have an issue. They're like, oh, there's too many food to cut out. But it's like, okay, that's fine. Don't cut everything out. Start somewhere. Be like, okay, if you're eating cereal every day, just eat it 3 days a week, and then eat it 2 days a week, and then try to like maybe only eat it when you're craving it and not actually just consistently eating. Because I remember when there was an article that came out when you were younger, and it was like cereal is one of the healthiest foods.
What?
Do you guys remember that?
I don't.
My parents believed that, and they would try to get like healthier cereal, but even the healthiest cereal
Dude,
has
my
stuff
mom
in
just
it.
had me cereal. But it's not like cereal, it's more like like I guess like the oats in a way, like the nuts and like that stuff. But it's not oatmeal.
I think even in there, I don't know if there's like.
I'm gonna search it up when I get home.
Well, because I know.
Food coloring in it.
Oh my god.
Well, because I know that even if you buy like instant or oatmeal that's flavored, rather than you just buying oats and then making your oatmeal, there's still stuff in that. Like you can see like the ingredients for like oatmeal that has no flavoring and it comes in like a big jar. It has like 10, 15 ingredients, and then like one that's like
I think it's just flavored. It's just straight up oatmeal. Like in the big jar.
No, there's more ingredients than just oatmeal.
Like
No?
what is the baby? Is it the baby logo? What's the oatmeal logo? Or it's the farmer
Quakers. Quakers.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't say.
So no, I'm saying Quakers. I'm just saying a brand name of oatmeal. I'm not saying anything like that.
Okay.
I'm just saying the brand name Quakers, but whatever. I was saying like there are other brands that also make oatmeal. It's not that. But I was saying that if you buy the same brand of, but you buy an instant oatmeal and you buy it like flavored, you know, they come in little packs.
Yes.
Those have literally like ingredients. You're like, what is that? Like what? And it's like, okay, pretend it's like a strawberry flavored thing. It'll have everything but strawberries in there. Like
my mom always says like she's like whenever she reads like the ingredients, she's like if you can't pronounce it, you know it's bad. Like if you physically cannot say the word out loud, like so many letters and it's like so hard to say it, she's always like. That's when you know. Like, don't do that.
I feel like that's true to some extent.
There's some stuff that are
common. Like she'll make me read it and then I'll just be like, I can't say a word, and then she'll make me search it up. It's always like.
There's actually like there's some apps out there now where you can scan the QR code of the thing and it'll tell you like exactly what ingredients you should be looking out for, and if they're like good, moderate, very
sometimes
good.
the apps though, they're sponsored by some of the products. So they make sure they advertise those products.
Yes, as good, right? But you can still scroll down and see exactly what ingredients you should be looking out for.
Yeah.
To go back to your point when you said like at least start somewhere, when you said, oh, people feel immobilized on the idea of cutting food out their diet because it's just too much all at once. I remember hearing somebody say like, oh, I could go vegan, but I can't because I just love cheese too much. And then someone else replied with, then just do that. Because it's a start. It's better than you're already
like,
doing.
Be vegan, but eat cheese. Like be semi-vegan or whatever.
Yeah, because you know what? It's not about the title. It's not about the looks. It's not about you being able to tell the world, oh, I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian, I'm healthy now. It's just about you being healthy.
Exactly.
It's a lifestyle choice, but it's not just some thing that you're supposed to show off.
Exactly. It's like, literally, yeah, I think that too. I'm like, okay, if you want to be vegan, but if you want to have cheese, like, then go do it. Like, who are you bragging to that you're vegan and you don't even like doing it? Like, why don't you try to do something that's more sustainable? Like, everyone's different. If you like cheese, then eat cheese. Like, if you don't like cheese, then don't eat cheese. Like, you know, like, you have to make, I think food choices are very, like, this is also not just about food, it's kind of anything. When you make something a habit, it has to be something that you actually enjoy doing or you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
If you hate food, well, we eat food, like, most of our day. We're either munching on food, we're thinking about food, or we're making food. Like, food's a big part of our day, it's a big part of our life. If you don't like eating food, I guarantee you're not going to stick with your diet.
Yeah.
You have to make whatever you're eating sustainable. You have to make, like, still be able to look forward to food. Obviously, I don't mean, like, if you just recently cut out food, you're, like, craving it. That's different. But I mean, like, you genuinely are eating, like, raw vegetables and fruit every day, and you just hate it, and you're, like, you're not going to do that forever.
Moderation.
Exactly.
Right? So, if you're...
And there's so many alternatives.
Yeah,
to things.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just...
Or like incorporate with, like, I know with people it's so hard to like switch up on like the food they eat, but like maybe include one more good item, like a fruit. Eat one fruit a day, but keep the same diet you're going, but add stuff, you know?
There's so many foods available that it's like I guarantee you can make at least one change.
I stop buying snacks. There's nothing in my house right now. Like if I'm hungry, I can't go look in my pantry and get something to eat. It's like only my roommates have it. But I don't have anything, and I think that's like really helped me because instead of me munching on chips, my dad made me guacamole, I went and ate that instead. And it's like, because I don't have snacks. Like I totally, if there was like Doritos or something, I would like be snacking on that, but like I was like, I don't have anything, I haven't bought anything. And then I'm also lazy, I don't cook, so it's
yeah.
like,
I think this topic's super like significant for me because I feel like I obviously not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I had like, I don't know if I had an eating disorder or what, but I did have a really bad relationship with food in like during COVID. I think that's when we were at home and you'd only be eating home food and like you were always thinking about food because it was available. But I had a really bad relationship with food and exercise and everything, and I was just like, I want to be skinny, and yeah. But the thing is, like, I was skinny. You look at pictures of myself, you're like, how are you functioning? Like, I was really skinny, and I thought I looked really good, but I was like feeling so bad. I was always hungry, and I was always thinking about food. I was, honestly, some days I'd be like, I would not eat, and then I would get really, really hungry the next day. I would just start binging on food, and all the foods that I said, like, I'm not gonna eat, I would binge on that. And then after, it kind of shifted to like going to the gym, and like that's when school started, and when I did that, I was like, okay, protein, protein, protein. And I feel like I never actually like looked at like, okay, food is like, it's like putting gasoline into a car. Like you give it, if you give a premium car premium gasoline, it'll work like properly. Like you have to give your body what it needs, and then it'll, you know, give you out whatever. So that's when I started looking at like, okay, like yes, like protein's important, but like so are other stuff. And in my opinion, I think that what works for me is like, there are your protein goals, whatever, but I think that the most important thing for me in my food health is eating foods that are just whole. Like I try to get ingredients that are more fresh, because like, I just think, I've mentioned this in part one, but if a food item is lasting in my fridge for more than a couple weeks, I'm not buying it. Because it's like, there has to be stuff, preservatives, things in it. I know every food has preservatives to some extent, but if it's lasting, so for example, I make yogurt at home, my mom makes it, that does not last a month. Yeah. You go buy yogurt from the store, it lasts a long time. Yeah. So then I just don't buy it. So I just try to look at the ingredients, what I'm eating, and like, I do still eat like chocolate chip cookies or like chips, but it's just like, if I am craving something sweet, I still tend to lean towards like fruit or like dates, because I know that once I finish eating that, one, it'll satisfy my craving, I won't be craving more. It's also, you can eat like a lot more volume.
Yeah, that's honestly a great way to look at it. Which is coming back to my snack idea. It's like, because I haven't bought snacks, my only alternative for something sweet is fruits. Or
you should get string cheese. I recently added that. It's like a good like low calorie, healthy.
Whoa! Speaking of string cheese,
it was better than chips.
So there are hormone additives such as RBGH and ractopamine, and in those, like, evidence suggests that those hormones are used in dairy cows to like increase their It's like
increase your what?
It's like it's increasing this growth factor, and elevated levels are actually linked with cancer risk.
Throw it away.
Because it's like, you know, tumors are affected by hormones, and if you're putting hormones in your body based on the food that you eat, because they're putting hormones in what is producing your food item, then
yeah, you're right.
Well, I feel like this is an example of picking and choosing what you're gonna eat, because I know this is like this. I mean, you're saying like this is in your string cheese, but I guarantee you this is much healthier than a lot of other snacks that we eat on a daily basis that we don't even look at.
Yes, that's what I mean when you say alternatives. And so I do want to preface this. I have not found any peer-reviewed studies demonstrating psychological or neurobehavioral effects on this particular hormone on humans. However, with ractopamine, with finishing pigs, it has led to very notable behavioral alterations. There's an elevation of their stress hormone, making them more difficult to handle. So there's also like an absence of studies done on humans regarding this. I mean, granted, you're gonna fund studies that you want to see results for. I doubt that the companies producing these products are gonna want to see results of this. If I had to guess why I couldn't find any studies on
this. They probably
this.
also take a longer time to show up on humans.
I mean,
Or they're just-
sure.
they're-
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I couldn't.
They're trying to find like results in the sense like long-term results or someone actively.
Like for example, Coca-Cola in Georgia is a big thing, right?
Yes, it is.
So,
Coke factory.
and we have a lot of universities here.
Yes, that sponsor Coke.
And well, that company was supposed to sponsor a public health department in a university in Georgia, and they thought that that was a violation, an ethical violation, so they just never sponsored it. And so what a lot of companies end up doing is they'll sponsor universities or any research foundations to do specific research towards something that would prove their product is good. So, for example, if you eat this food item, it'll make you happy. And there's research that says that. It's like there's a correlation between the amount of people that eat or drink this and like their dopamine levels or whatever. And so, there's this ethical problem where if you do research on this and it shows bad results, or if they're just trying to get good results for that product, then there's a bias. So companies are not going to go out and fund these research studies on the effects of the hormones they're putting into animals and how that affects humans. So if I had to guess,
It's kind of like, going back to our sugars thing, it's kind of like a company being like, yeah, it makes you really happy and really excited, forgetting to state that you also are going to have a crash after.
Yeah, it's like the medication ads that come on.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, this can make you really, really happy and stop everything that like is going wrong in your life, but
like
except
you may have the following symptoms like fatigue, heartache, heart attack.
you might die, you might have this, you might have that, and it's like
Imagine
the
they did
list
that.
is longer than the stuff that it cures.
Yeah, imagine they did that for all food products. Like they have like the benefits, but
I'm not saying
We were
that
talking about that last
Really?
part one about how the U.S. doesn't actually. What was the word that we used? We were talking about in other countries, like they're very.
There's a cultural difference. So, the U.S. approves unless proven guilty, and Europe, for example, doesn't approve unless proven good. I guess if you were to look at
You
it
know
like
what's
that.
crazy? I literally in one of my classes today, that question was literally, why does the U.S. Okay, why does the U.S. Like let people? Why does the U.S. like take foods and let people accept it until it's bad? And why does Canada not accept it unless it's proven good?
wait, my whole question is.
Why does it?
No, I had such a good question and I forgot it. It was like a really good question.
And I was reading on it, and it was kind of like since the U.S. is like a free democracy.
I remember.
They want people to have individualism and be free and like have these like be able to.
But
That's
aren't
an
they
option.
support?
That's a liberty.
Aren't they
Yeah.
supposed to support like their like citizens' like health and stuff, like their people's health?
Well, it's more about supporting their liberty as opposed to supporting
To selling
health.
products,
So
yeah.
here's the thing. This really goes into like, I'm not saying that like meat is the new, of course the vegan's gonna say meat is the new cancer, but like there was this time period where cigarettes were romanticized, right? And then now you fast forward.
isn't it?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything, but like, cause I'm ignorant to that. Because that's
Well, I feel
different.
like it's still
But-
to some extent they still show it in movies like it's like normal.
It's not just movies. Like you would go back in the day into hospitals and you'd see the
It's
nurses
like a
station,
status symbol
and
if
they
you
were
were
just-
smoking a cigarette or not.
Yeah, to some extent, like even in shows, like for like I think Friends tackled that issue where Rachel didn't want to smoke, but then the only way she could fit in is if she did smoke. But now you look and there's this new order put in by the U.S. Surgeon General, and he is requiring labels on cigarettes for people to see, saying like, hey, this is a huge risk against your health. And so you are choosing, like again, it goes back to like health versus liberty. We're not going to ban cigarettes even though it's
But you're
caused
going to
so
warn
many
people.
Yeah, it's caused so many cases of cancer and all these other diseases.
Yeah.
But we're not going to take away
They're right.
they're right
Yeah.
to have cigarettes.
My question is,
sorry.
oh, sorry.
Continue.
My question is, do we know what the health rates are compared to other countries versus the US?
Oh yeah, like we have the highest rates of everything, like obesity, diabetes. Like us in Mexico, it's like heart disease. It's like we're at the top of the scale for everything, good and bad.
I just wish like they here in America, I think they don't advertise the bad stuff, and that makes sense because they want to sell their product. But I think that here they're so focused on
Selling a product.
selling a product rather than like selling a good product that makes consumers want to like feel good about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like here they're just like, I want to sell this, I want to make money, I want to make money. And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, even if the FDA proves what you're selling is bad, it's gonna take so many years, and by then, literally, I'm not even kidding, you can make so much money, pack your bags up and leave the country.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it doesn't, and it's like by then, by like 10 years, you probably already affected so many people's lives, and
10 years is like, it's just an understatement. It would take like
a lifetime. Exactly, because it's like, think about,
Well, I mean, Coke. Oh,
that's fine, but think about like, literally pretty much every single product that you use has something in it that's bad
No,
for
you're
your
right.
health, you know? Unless you're like growing your own
your
stuff
vegetables.
outside.
Speaking of the
Even
whole,
that, fertilizers.
That's what I'm saying, like,
There's
there's-
everything, you know?
But it's like, it's
with health versus liberty,
Yeah.
with the ractopamine, like the specific hormone that I mentioned, it's banned in over 160 countries due to like health and welfare concerns.
Love that.
So
Love that for us.
that's like it just giving you a lot of info on the difference, the cultural difference between the U.S. and everyone else.
It's like, let me like give you, I said this in my last episode, but you weren't here. But have you ever had like authentic Italian food
In here?
in America? Where,
No.
like, have you ever?
Like authentic, like real, like.
I think you have.
Like, what do you mean?
Like you've had Italian food.
Yeah,
That's
I've had Italian food.
not like your American Italian food, like Olive Garden.
No, not that. I've had authentic, yeah.
Do you taste the difference between the pizzas and the pastas?
No, I don't.
Then you haven't had authentic Italian food.
Like if you were to compare
I'm
a Papa
confused.
John's or an Olive Garden.
Okay, yeah, like a Papa John's
to-
versus like
okay, so
a restaurant I've gone to, Italian restaurant, yeah, I do.
There's a difference.
let me
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
let me give you a
What's
quick
the
example. Papa John's, Domino's, like your American pizza.
Yeah.
Your regular pizza comes with a thick crust.
Okay.
Italian pizza's thick crust is not a thing.
That's not a thing.
It comes in a thin crust, and it's made on, like, when you eat Italian pizza, it doesn't make you want to keep eating.
Yes.
When you're full, you're done.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So
This actually reminds me. Me and Ronnie, we got pizza the other day. We ate the entire box.
It was gone.
Really?
Entire
Keep in
box.
mind, we had dinner already.
we ate dinner, and then we were like low key with the movie.
You can't. That doesn't
We didn't
happen
stop.
with
We couldn't
Italian
stop.
food.
You're so.
And the pasta, 1, portion size, 2,
But I get full. You know?
with Italian, yeah. I go to the pasta place, you better bet they give you like enough for 2 people to eat. I can eat the whole thing myself. And it's like, I still want more pasta. If you have more pasta in the back, I can get some more.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can taste the difference because it's like, it's not the same ingredients. They're not making it the same way. And you can tell because like what makes you full, it's not just about full, it makes you satisfied. Like you're satisfied, you're like, okay, I'm satisfied. Literally, I was buying pasta the other day. I was like, wait, let me look at like whole wheat pasta. Like what even is in whole wheat pasta? There's 1 ingredient in whole wheat pasta. There's 15 ingredients in regular pasta.
yeah. Actually, I can list one of them off to you right now.
Oh my.
So there is this other ingredient, and it's labeled as like E. It's just one of which numbers. It's E171.
I feel like if that's there, you shouldn't mind it. It's for numbers in the ingredients.
Loki, and you have a good point because when she made pasta for me, I could I wanted more. You know, I could keep eating.
So
you know,
this
white
particular
flour doesn't
ingredient-
exist.
Yes. So okay. So this is titanium dioxide,
Yeah.
and it can create anxiety. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and then what it causes, and then I'm going to tell you what's
What
in
it is,
it.
yeah.
or what it is in. So it causes anxiety-like behavior and cognitive impairment. So there was a study done, and in mice, it caused for 8 to 16 weeks those types of behaviors along with colon issues. There was neuroinflammation, oxidative stress, hippocampal damage, and there's a disruption between endocrine and metabolic regulation.
Oh.
So not only does it affects every single system that it
The whole thing
touches.
is affected.
And it's basically toxic.
This is why so many Americans have like digestive issues, but when you go to another country, it's gone.
Because it's considered an aminotoxicity. And like,
Yo, what are we doing? It's
so
in everything.
But here's the thing. Here's like the FDA's reasoning. It's like, oh, well, if you only have this much, then it's safe, you know? So, but it's
But
like,
it's in everything.
yes.
Wait, so you tell me it's in the pasta you have.
So it's an additive
I
that's
think it's
primarily
for white
used
flour.
for whitening and brightening properties. So anything that has white flour in it, like white rice, the pasta,
Right.
the
White bread.
the white bread, like anything that isn't naturally white. And
So nothing, your flour isn't actually white. They bleach it.
Yes.
That's why when you buy flour, it says bleached flour.
Yo, that's not wrong like yellow flour.
But then
Yeah, or there's like
Yeah.
in India when we make chapatis, so like we don't even use white flour in India. Like the
Yeah.
tortillas, that's all like an American thing. I mean, I know it's in like Mexico and all that stuff, but like I'm saying like India because I feel like
there's
that's
also like
most.
corn tortillas.
Exactly, it's like we don't use white, like there's white flour at White House. I use it to bake. We don't use it in any dishes.
Oh my god,
And it's like, you know what's crazy? So I have always been eating wheat bread because I know it's like healthier. My parents have always told me it's healthier. And I actually knew about this flour thing when I was younger. But I would never eat white bread. If you go to the store, there's a price difference between the same brand, same quantity,
What's the difference?
white bread and wheat bread.
Is white cheaper?
Yes.
Okay, you know it.
And that's crazy because
Which
it's
is
like,
so annoying because it's like people who are going through like financial problems, they have to buy that. You know, they don't want to feed their family themselves like with that, but it's like this economy has made it like that the affordable option to get a meal is the unhealthy option.
Oddly enough, like as a vegan, I have found time and time again that like their vegan option is just taking out an ingredient, and somehow it costs more.
It's more expensive for you
For
to
what?
choose a healthier lifestyle. Why is that a thing?
it's because it's like these other companies are making all these like whatever, all these foods that are supposedly taste good and this and that, but they're not healthy.
And people know that, but they're like obligated to buy it because
You'd be surprised how many people don't. People probably know about like sugar, but they don't know. Like people don't know like a lot of people when they look at the ingredient list or they look at the nutrition facts, they don't know what to look for. They don't know what's actually bad. And I guarantee you that you yourself would be surprised how many foods you eat that are actually bad for you, knowing all this information. So think about someone that knows nothing. They're probably like, the cereal is bad. But then they're probably thinking like, oh, like a sugary cereal is bad. Something like is a healthy cereal is good, but it's like, well, did you check the ingredients? Like, did you look at the back? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, people only know like, okay, this is really sugary, or this is really high in fat, but it's like, there's more than just that. You know, it's like the actual drug. Like, I think that you could eat something that's fatty and have none of these like bad ingredients, still 100% be healthier than you eat something that's less fat but has all these ingredients, depending on like how much. But
So another thing is like in all these foods that was like, for example, the Italian food. So there could be artificial food dyes in it. So particularly red 40 and yellow 5. So even in, let's just say a bag of chips, like they'll
that's just what I was snacking on earlier.
like they have both of them in it. And so what it does is it creates behavioral impacts on children. So there was an analysis on human clinical trials and found that 64% of the studies.
I'm scared every time you say
That's-
something.
Well, according to 64% of the challenge studies with this exposure to the food dye, there was a result in adverse behavioral outcomes in children. And 52% of that was statistically significant, particularly with attention. So there's also, like, it worsens those that have ADHD, any other neurobehavioral concerns, and it always goes back to, like, there's this crazy influx in mood, anxiety, and then you could also end up being allergic to it. So that can even, like, worsen more the mental effects that these particular dyes have.
I was gonna ask a question. Does Red 40 have a taste, or is it just to add color?
From my understanding, it's simply to add a sense of vibrancy. Like, for example, if you have anything cherry flavored, that Red 40 is not going to taste like cherries, but it's going to make it really pop. And it's like,
so yeah, sure. That's what I was going to mention. Your girl your girl as in me, I would eat a bag of Takis like once a week.
Your stomach is dying.
And like, it's so bad, because it's like, the thing is, like, when Takis first came out, it was the only one, or Takis, whatever, this hot stuff, one day it was the only one, but now I think a lot of people realize that, and the reason I asked you, does Red 40 taste like anything, because now there are a lot of grocery stores, shout out to Trader Joe's, that offer alternatives that do not have Red 40 in them, and you can tell, they look different, they look very different, like the color of it looks different, but they taste relatively the same. And that's why I was asking, does Red 40 actually have a taste in it? So then my question is, why do they even add Red 40 if it doesn't have a taste in it?
so the same reason that they add the bleaching flour, like anything that has items, like even with vegetables, you can have a vegetable that's completely good, like you can eat it, it's gonna be good for you, there's no bad parts, but there's like a dent in it. So like there was a vine and it grew around the vine. So now this perfectly good bell pepper just has this little dent in it. They're gonna throw it away.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. So what I meant is, like, okay, for example, so white flour or whatever, bleach flour has more than just bleach in it, because it does significantly taste different than wheat. Like, it's not just that it's a different color. Like, white bread and wheat bread taste different.
Yeah.
And white regular pasta and wheat pasta, which is crazy because we call it regular pasta, but it's like you're unhealthy for, they taste different. They taste a lot different. And it's like, it's not just the color. It's obviously, it might not be the bleach exactly, but there are stuff in what, so my thing is, this is my theory. I think what they add into your white flour increases the volume of the flour, or they add something to like artificially increase it, which means that they can produce it for cheaper. So yeah, do we know why like white flour is cheaper than wheat? Because it's like, it's more than just the color. It tastes different.
Well, I would assume that the cost is for the same reason on why it is, it tastes different. Like, I couldn't say that this is for sure true, but if I had to guess, white flour is only made with one part of the grain, which is the endosperm, while as like the whole grain is used for wheat flour. Mm-hmm. So when you're only using one part, it's a lot more efficient to process.
Because it doesn't matter how the grain is, because you're just using a small part of it.
Yeah. As opposed to like you having to process every single part of the grain, then it's gonna be longer, gonna be more taxing, not as time efficient. So that would probably be the reason for the effect and cost and taste.
Yeah. That makes sense. So that's a great way to end our podcast or episode. I literally always say podcast, and then at the end I always say podcast. Yeah. But anyways, if you guys want to know more about the wheat flour, white flour, whatever, you guys can search that up and let us know what you guys find in our comments or DM us, whatever, because we would love to learn more about it. Or if you have any cool, interesting facts about how food affects you, or what kind of food you eat, whatever, let us know how it is, and then we will respond back to you. But we'll see you next week for our next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.